Yes, Water Meditation with Cynthia Tootle, Monday, March 6th, 2023. How could it already be 2023? Sending healing energy. This is really an exciting theme. I want to welcome everybody, and I want to just bring us up to date that last month, Cheryl Nichols led us in welcoming in the morning light, using a poem by Mary Oliver. And I have to say, Cheryl, I began to see the early light differently, for which I will, for the rest of my life, be grateful to you. If you want to revisit it, if you were with us, or if you missed it and want to use it for your own meditation, just go to our website, www.waterwomensalliance.org, where you'll find it under meditations. And you're welcome to use it. You're welcome to share it. And I think you'll find, as we did when we were part of it last month. Who was here last month? A number of us were here last month. And wasn't it a wonderful meditation, looking in a new way at the light, and especially with daylight saving time coming upon us and the changes in the hour and so forth. It'll be interesting to see how both our bodies adapt and now how our spirits adapt. I will be saying morning and evening because Coralie Ling, who's with us, is in Australia, and it's what, 10 in the morning there now? Coralie, what time is it? Must be about 10. Is that right? I don't know what time it is there, but I can tell you in a minute. Also, somebody asked about my background, and I think they meant what's behind me, not my sordid past, but it's 11:30 actually in Melbourne. But I just turned the lights off in the living room, so it just gives me a very dark background, and I kind of like it with the sort of the two white walls framing that doorway. So anyway, that's the answer to that question. Let us begin then, as we move into meditation, with a land acknowledgement. This is something that we at Water do. We've incorporated it into our programs to remind ourselves of why we do what we do and what we need to do more of, given the systemic injustice that Indigenous people and other people of color need, given the systemic injustices that they suffer. And for those of us who are in these predominantly white groups, although happily not entirely, it's very important to bring such a land acknowledgement to the fore. We at Water are on Indigenous land in Silver Spring, Maryland, the traditional and contemporary land of the Piscataway and Anacostan peoples. We acknowledge the trauma and injustice toward Indigenous people that is deep in US culture and history. We join in efforts to eradicate it and make reparations for the genocide involved not only to Indigenous people, but to all people of color. Water's work is aimed to bring about social justice. I ask you to take a moment with me to consider the Native people on whose land you are privileged to sit. Thank you. I'd like to simply mention and give thanks to Patrice Rupp, who's our intern this year from Germany, and she is handling the IT tonight, as she does so capably. And I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of our colleague Pamela Miller, who is an MDiv student at Wesley Theological Seminary and is doing her practicum with us. And we're always happy. I can see her waving, especially at Cheryl. They're friends, and wonderful to have both of these fine staff people with us tonight. It's a good year at the Water office, and we're all learning a lot and finding it very, very challenging. And gosh, we're working hard, aren't we, Patrice? We tired ourselves out today. We worked so hard. Let me offer the format then. The presenter offers something very brief, usually 7 or 8 minutes, to spark our contemplation. And then we spend 22 minutes in silence together. And all you have to do is listen for the gong. Sounds like this. And that signals the beginning and the end of our 22-minute period of silence. And then after the silence, we open the floor for conversation. It's considered conversation. It's contemplative conversation. It's you'll notice a difference in our tones even after the 22 minutes of silence. So I invite you during the silence, if you want to turn off your own video, there will be a picture of energy on the screen, so you'll have something to look at if that helps you. And then we'll come back together at the sound of the gong and convene for conversation. We will finish by 8:30 Eastern time, or before if we finish early, but the floor will be open for conversation. People are more than welcome to chat. We don't give instructions as to how to meditate. We figure people have their own style. This is not a didactic, you have to do it this way, or sometimes some traditions, the monks come around and sticks and they're waving their sticks in the air. It's not like that. This is how mature people who have some experience of contemplative prayer, of silence, of joining with one another, simply use their own techniques, whether it's a mantra or attention to breathing or writing your grocery list. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you're present in an attentive way. But feel free during the meditation, if you wish, to just turn off your screen and you'll enjoy what's there. And please now, if you would be so kind, except for Cynthia, if you'd please mute your Zoom so that we have a nice clear line. We also record this, and Patrice very kindly, as I launched in, put the recording on, and I would have forgotten immediately, but appreciate that. And we will have this available again, just as we did Cheryl's from last month. Cheryl, it really was important what we got from you last month. And we'll have this on the Water website for you to use. So let me introduce Cynthia Tootle, who many of you know from this experience and from others. The Reverend Cynthia Tootle is Associate Minister of the Takoma Metaphysical Chapel, right here in our own greater Takoma Park, Silver Spring area. She's an engineer by training who spent a long career in the US government, where she was one of, you can imagine, not very many women engineers running projects and being taken seriously. She's a pioneer in her own right for that work. Since her retirement, and she lives in the neighborhood, by the way, she lives on Silver Spring Avenue, which is one of the streets that borders the block that the water office is in on Georgia Avenue, but she's literally a matter of 2 blocks away. Since her retirement, Cynthia has been deeply and broadly involved in ministry. Her special interest, as many of us have been lucky enough to learn, is in goddesses. She takes one goddess each month, studies her, and connects with the goddesses in unique and exciting ways. And there is, if anybody wants it, there's a list of these programs that she does with her goddess group, and you can listen to them yourself with her permission. And I can send that out if Cynthia, you'd like me to do that. I listen to them, and they really are marvelous.
Yes.
Kuan Yin is upcoming, isn't she? Is it?
Yes, this month is Kuan Yin.
This is Kuan Yin. And healing is another one of Cynthia's interests and part of her ministry. She's involved in various forms of healing. So this session on healing energy reflects her synthetic approach to things spiritual. I must say, Cynthia, I trust an engineer who reaches into the depths of channel energies. I'm, as many people who know me well know, I'm not a woo-woo type of person. So when an engineer says, well, let's channel these energies, I sit up and take notice, because I think that really says something about the way in which all of our thinking and being can be connected. So we look forward to your presentation, and when you finish, it will include a video, and when you finish your presentation, I will bang the gong and we'll go right into our 22 minutes of silence, and then we'll come out again. So Cynthia Tootle, thank you. Great to have you with us.
Oh, thank you, Mary. It's a pleasure to be with the Water ladies. It always is. I very carefully did not prepare my notes. I wanted tonight to speak just as it comes to me. So let me start with an affirmation that I have been using for myself for decades. And it is that I am the clear and open channel of the goddess's energy. And when I got involved with the Takoma Metaphysical Chapel, I was not a minister. I was still working as an engineer. So, but they have a healing ministry, a spiritual healing ministry, which I found very intriguing what the idea of it was. So I got involved. I got trained by their version. It was hands-on healing. Many different religious groups have that hands-on healing. I also then did Reiki, if any of you have heard of Reiki. And both of those really just gave me an opportunity to have amazing experiences of healing energy and action for myself and for other people, including another Reiki master and I went to Walter Reed and did Reiki on soldiers and their families that were back for healing, which was an amazing experience. And we did healing regularly at our chapel on Wednesday evenings, right up until COVID hit. And then we suddenly couldn't get together. And we started doing the Wednesday night service or circle via teleconference. And it wasn't clear to me when we started, could we do this without putting our hands on each other? And actually, very quickly I became aware it was almost easier because there wasn't this distraction of moving around and people and, things. It was just our voices, and it was on the spirit plane when we moved to each other. One of my beliefs that I've developed over years that if anybody walked in the door or gets on the teleconference and says they want to be part of it, they can do it. That sending healing energy is an intention that spirit gets behind anytime you think it, anytime you try it, anytime you do it. And I'm always amazed that people come in, well, I don't know anything about it, and we also open ourselves up while we do healing for any messages spirit may give us to pass on to the person we're sending healing to in whatever form that may take, which can take all kinds of forms. Every time a new person comes in, it happens, and it is amazing. And I've seen amazing healing work done. One of the most amazing was one of the ladies brought a toddler, and that toddler would follow her around, and when she put her hands on somebody, the toddler would. That toddler was an amazing healer. So if you've ever been attracted to doing this and not tried it, try it. There was a movie that came out years ago called The Indigo Child, and in there, there was this little girl that could put her hands on somebody and heal them, like cancer. Ooh, gone. And I remember telling one of my friends, I had never really experienced envy till I saw that. I wished I could do that. And my friend turned to me and said, what makes you think you can't? So I leave you with that question to contemplate. And if you want to know what the vibe of healing is, last summer, a friend of mine turned me on to the YouTube video that we're going to see. To me, that has the quality of what sending healing energy is, most beautifully expressed that I've ever heard. Wish if you would play it.
I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter where you go, no matter where you've been, you'll never walk alone. I feel you deep within. So I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter what you feel or what you choose to show, I'm always there for you. And so I want you to know that I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I walk the path with you. Go slow, dear one, don't hurry. I'll go just like you need to go. There is no need to worry, 'cause I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love.
Thank you. And now we have the image of holding and sending light. And we move into our contemplative period. Thank you one and all for participating in this time of communal meditation. I want to thank in a special way Cynthia Tootle for your very simple and insightful comments about healing energies. What is it, you asked, that makes us think we can't do this? Why do you think you can't? That was a challenge I didn't expect getting up this morning. And I thank you for it.